friends! Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Emily and my channel is completely devoted to all things memory keeping, so be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss my memory keeping videos. Today I'm so excited to share with you a layout using a cut file, which I don't often do. I have this, it's a 9x12 layout and I've got a 6x8 photo that I'm going to use. I really like to use big statement photos in all of my layouts. It's just my favorite way to tell stories and to document my life. So I just recently got a Cricut about 6 months ago, or maybe a little bit longer than that, but I still haven't used a Cricut very many times. I'm still sort of new to cut files and kind of how they fit into my memory keeping. But I found this Paige Evans cut file that I thought would be just perfect for this layout that's telling the story of a sound bath that my best friend put on. It was just an amazing, magical evening. And this cut file, looking through Paige Evans' designs, just really spoke to me. It kind of reminded me of like yoga and meditation, so it just seemed perfect. But the downside of an intricate design like this is that there's gonna be quite a bit of time to poke out all of the tiny little holes, the little pieces of paper. So I did a lot of it before I jumped on here. Some of them will come off when you pull it off of your Cricut mat, but you're gonna have quite a bit of a time investment to get out all of these little pieces. So I'm not gonna pull out all of them, just the ones that are visible around the photo. So next I wanted to create a little background using the Tim Holtz Distress Oxides. They are a great tool for creating backgrounds. They blend really beautifully into each other. I am not good at them. I've only used them a couple of times. You can see some people creating really beautiful backgrounds with it. I'm a rookie, but I didn't really care. I wanted to just create a little bit of dimension to offset the cut file, and most of it you're not even really gonna see. The two colors I'm using, the yellow is called Mustard Seed and the purple is called Seedless Preserves. The really cool thing about oxides versus the inks is there's this sort of white undertone to them that is water reactive. So there you can kind of see what it does when water hits it. It turns it almost like oxidized. So there you can see it dry. It's got this really cool aged or distressed look, although most of that you're not gonna see because it's gonna be covered up. And I also ran it through my printer to print my journaling about the day. So I was originally thinking I wanted the cut file to be centered, but then I tried it over on the left and I really liked that better. Also with the frame of the photo, she's kind of looking to the left. So I kind of ended up focusing a lot of the embellishments and sort of the busyness of the paper sort of on the left, and I liked kind of how it lined up with where her face was facing. So, and also the reason I chose to do a yellow background for the cut file is the photo kind of had this like yellow aura because of the lamp that was behind her in the photo. And I really liked how the yellow sort of made it look like that ambient lighting was sort of extended onto the page. So when I redid the cut file to have more of it show, I needed to end up punching out more of those little holes, the bane of my existence. So that way, I could show a little bit more of it than I had originally planned. You can see on the back of it that a lot of it gets torn, and that is really normal. Every cut file I've had ends up getting a little bit ugly on the back, but again, it just doesn't matter because you're gonna adhere it down and no one's ever gonna see that. Just as I was about to adhere it down, I had second thoughts about wasting all of it. So I cut off a little bit. Since you weren't gonna see it anyway, I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna save that just in case. Maybe I'll adhere it on the bottom or somewhere else to tie the page together visually, and I ended up being glad that I saved it. So for the part of the cut file that's going to be covered by the photo, I'm just sort of lining up a little pencil line so that I remember where that cut line lines up. And I'm just using Yes Paste to go all over the page just because it's easier, and I'm gonna need adhesive to adhere the photo as well. But for the parts of the cut file that are going to be extended beyond the photo, I'm using a precision glue pen to just sort of go around all of those tiny little lines so that it is fully adhered. Sometimes with cut files, it's nice to have part of it be a little bit dimensional. But for this one, I just wanted the look to be, I wanted it to be very flat along the page. So I lined it up where I want it with overhang that I am going to end up cutting off, and then just sort of gently adhered it down with my weeder tool. and the part that overhangs once it's dry, I will cut off. So while it was drying, I wanted to find some patterns that could accent the photo. And the first thing I thought of was this amazing Good Vibrations kit that I got from Thoughtful Studio, who I just recently was introduced to. She just makes really beautiful products with soft patterns that they just are wonderful. And I thought this would be a good time to use them up, and just visually, I thought they went really well with this page. So after cutting off the little tails, I wanted to just have that done before I started adhering stuff on, just because I thought it would be easier. The other reason why this kit was perfect is the sentiment, the theme of the kit is called Good Vibrations, and which is just perfect for this sound bath, which if you don't know what that is, I didn't either until my best friend got into it. She is so amazing and teaches me all kinds of wonderful things I would never otherwise be introduced to, like astrology and tarot, and now sound baths. So essentially what you do, it's a meditation. So you're laying there, your eyes are closed, you're on your yoga mat, really comfortable, and she starts playing all of these instruments, and my understanding is each of these sound bowls, they produce sound waves that some of them mirror brain waves that your brain produces, and they're each attached to a different chakra. And so these sound waves are really healing, and they create, while you're meditating, and she kind of creates this visual of where you are, and sort of this mental visualization to focus on. And then you have these just beautiful sounds that are so relaxing, and I had never done anything like that at all. But I do love sounds. I love, like binaural beats, and so I was really excited to try it, and honestly, can't wait to do another one. It was just so relaxing, and I just felt so calm and zen afterward. So I found 3 different patterns that I really liked how they looked together, and it sort of filled that space where the cut file isn't, and so I felt like it sort of balanced the page out a little bit, but still kept the focus, the cut file, on the left side of the page where her body language is angled toward. And because those little tags had rounded corners, I decided to round the corners of the photo just on the smallest round, which I think is 4 millimeters. Yeah, so it's just a very small rounding. I know some people really hate rounded corners. I am indifferent to them. I feel like sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I just thought in this, they did, especially with all of the rounded edges of the cut file. And I ended up actually adhering it down further than I had originally planned, because I really liked that center part of the cut file with the sort of angled pieces that aren't anywhere else in that cut file. And I liked how the background was a little bit darker there. And I had room with my journaling because it ended up being smaller than I had originally budgeted for. So then my page is pretty much done. I just wanted to tie it together a little bit with some ink blots, and I'm using Tim Holtz Distress Stain in the color Tarnished Brass. And I grabbed some sentiment stickers they're actually from the Cozy Ali Edwards Story Kit. I thought the pink was perfect, and just had some sentiments like peace, calm, lovely, cozy, which all just sort of reflected it perfectly. Sorry, by the way, that my lighting got so bad. The sun went down, and I still just wanted to finish this page up. So here's that piece from the bottom that I cut off, and I just thought the bottom part of the page just looked a little bit empty, so I was looking to put it somewhere to tie the page together. And then that was it for this page. I just cut off the excess, and I was finished. This is the page all finished. I was really happy with how it turned out. I thought it really captured the experience. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.